event, ladies and gentlemen. It is hard to speak in the third person. We are in Munich. I can quote Karl Valentin. Everything has been said, not by everybody. So I start with it, and just to show you this kind of speaking of this article of the Sun yesterday. As a political scientist, so I will try to comment a little bit on the political meaning and possible consequences of a Brexit. So I first addressed the UK side and then the European side, and some of my points have already been mentioned, so sorry for this. We already heard that most of the supporters of a Brexit do so out of mainly political or ideological reasons, not out of economic reasons. They reject the European Union since decades, in fact. We already have heard about the negative role of the press. So the British as a people are very, they reject the European Union institutions and politics because they fear over-regulation and anonymous forces at work, forgetting, by the way, that they are represented in Brussels by 73 deputies in the European Parliament, by their ministers in the Council, Council of the European Union, by their Prime Minister in the European Council, the gathering of heads of states of government, and by a very powerful commissioner's position, which is Jonathan Hill, who presides the Commission Financial Stability, Financial Services and Capital Market Union. So, forgetting all of this, the supporters of a Brexit, in fact, we already heard it, are mainly frightened by the afflux of migrants from other countries of the European Union, as well as from third countries. And together, I think they wish to regain British national sovereignty. And they believe that there is a way to reconnect with the United Kingdom's past as a dominant world power and a huge empire. I thought all the time that it is very complicated to judge on the economic outcomes of a post-Brexit United Kingdom. I just learned that both of you are very clear it's negative. But from a political and international relation point of view, it is sure that it's very easy to say, to predict the political outcome of a victory of a leave vote. In today's times of globalization, and due to the rise of numerous emerging powers, it is, without any doubt, a big mistake, a dramatic error to try to go it alone. The concept of sovereignty, which is very much addressed in this Brexit discussion, this concept of sovereignty has been eroded dramatically during the last decades and looks very much more like a chimera than a realistic option today. Even Barack Obama, president of a really great power in today's international politics, admitted this. So in his last London press conference of April 22, he said, I quote, so Obama, he said, in the 21st century, the nations that make their presence felt on the world stage aren't the nations that go it alone, but the nations that team up to aggregate their power and multiply their influence. And Obama expressed very clearly his and the United States position, saying the United States want a strong United Kingdom, and the United Kingdom is at its best when it's helping to lead a strong Europe. It leverages UK power to be part of the European Union. So in fact, everything is said with these few words from Barack Obama, and the message is Great Britain needs the European Union for maintaining its economic strength and its political and international importance. It needs the EU to preserve its role and rank. And I personally read a lot about these Norwegian or Swiss model, with people saying that it will not work for the United Kingdom, because both of these models are made for these rather small countries, and that it will not work for the United Kingdom after a Brexit. So the United Kingdom will probably be just a loser for being no more part of the decision-making bodies of the European Union. Another point is very serious danger of a second Scottish independence referendum after a Brexit. So Cameron last week addressed this very dangerous situation, and in fact we could, German newspapers liked last week to speak about or write about Great Britain becoming a small Britain after a leave vote majority. In fact, what we have to do, and what I do not understand, that all the European politicians did not say and appeal to the British people, please stay with us. Just please stay with us, stay with your European friends, because we too need you. It is true, and I think you already addressed it, that ever since the United Kingdom entered the European Commission in the 17th, the UK has always played the role of an awkward partner, getting very strongly on the nerves of the other Europeans. But they have succeeded to negotiate very successfully a lot of special conditions, numerous opt-outs, which have made the United Kingdom a very special and reluctant member state. That's why today there are a lot of Europeans, and not a few, but a rather important portion of the European Union peoples who think that things will go better, that the integration process would be easier, and that more and quicker advancements would be possible once the United Kingdom had left the European Union. I think if we really go into depth about some topics, we could say some things will never work with the British. But in a whole, we need the United Kingdom. Today, for example, for the EU's underdeveloped foreign security and defense policy, we need, and this, John, you said already, we need the British membership as a very forceful guarantee for liberal and pragmatic political options. And we need, altogether, we need the United Kingdom for a substantial reform of the European Union, which lays ahead of us. I mean, it will be necessary. But altogether, it will be much better for all of Europe if the Brexit referendum fails, because we cannot forget that the European Union is at present in what Jean-Claude Juncker calls a polycrisis. So in this situation, we need a failure of the Brexit in order to safeguard the European Union as a historically unique unification project. In these times of real dangerous polycrisis, a Brexit would set free the spirit of disintegration. It would set free most destructive forces and spur further the unfortunate spirit of nationalistic, selfish behavior, and encourage other followers of this sovereignty chimera, which is naive in nowadays international politics. Thus, right-wing extremists in France are already ventilating a Franxit, their brothers and sisters in spirit a Dutch Nexit, and a Czech Sexit, or I don't know how to pronounce it. So I am not sure that the supporters of a Brexit in the United Kingdom are aware of these dangers, if they are ready to bear the responsibility for such a worst-case scenario of a coming back of right-wing extremism in Europe. Are they really ready to bear the consequences of this? And do they really want to pave the way of Marine Le Pen, not right into the Élysée Palace, but in the second round of the French presidential elections of last year? So I can say, oh no, no, please don't, because this is not a real good idea. My last point is that even if the Brexit fails, it is not a good outcome. Because when the Brexit referendum fails next week, we will have we will have the situation that the European Union has to apply this Britannia deal concluded in February 2016, which already changes a lot the European Union with the United Kingdom being no longer obligated to, for example, follow this overall goal of the European integration project to form an ever closer union. And this Britannia deal, there are several points included in this Britannia deal. So even if the Brexit referendum fails, we have a strongly changed European Union. And even this positive outcome of tonight's referendum will incite a lot of Eurosceptical and critical member states, such as Hungary, Poland, Czech Republic, maybe Austria and others, to do like the British have done and to try to negotiate for special rules for some kind of curtailments of the treaties. So we have in any case negative effects. Hopefully, and I think it will come like this, that the other continental European countries will finally propose some kind of a credible core Europe project. Probably this will come not before the elections in Germany and France next year, May in France, September in Germany. So the problem will be that we will have in any rate, if it's a yes, a leave vote or a remain vote, we will have a very, very fragile and dangerous situation from next week on till French and German election next year. Because, I mean, there's no good outcome of the referendum. There's a worst case outcome, they leave, but even if they stay, we have a lot of problems. So my dream, I have some kind of dream, my dream would be that when the Brexit, the Remain vote wins next week, with let's say 80%, then the British, they are so proud of themselves, they change their politics, and they even, after a couple of weeks or months, they say, no, we renounce to these Britannia deals. We really do what we have never done since World War II. We really go into the heart of Europe. And I would say, welcome. Thank you very much.